Growing fresh food in 30 days or less. Complete guide to quick harvest vegetables. I'm Adam Grove from Backyard Crops, and I'm about to show you something that will completely change how you think about vegetable gardening. Most people believe they need to wait months and months before their gardens produce anything worth eating. They plant seeds in spring, watch them grow through the summer, and finally harvest in late fall. It's frustrating. It's boring. It feels like you're just staring at your garden doing nothing. But here's what I discovered after growing vegetables for 3 decades. You don't have to wait that long. In fact, you can grow and harvest fresh vegetables within 30 days, sometimes even faster. I'm talking about 11 different vegetables that will go from seed to your dinner table in less than a month. Some of them will be ready to eat in just 10 days. If you want to join thousands of gardeners who are already discovering these secrets to nonstop harvests, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. And while you're at it, smash that like button, because it really does help us reach more people like you who want fresh vegetables without the long wait. Share this with a friend who gardens too, because this is information every gardener should know. Let me break down all 11 of these incredible fast-growing vegetables for you. But first, I want to mention that at the very end, I have a bonus growing technique that will knock days off your harvest time. So stick around until the end, because that one trick alone can save you up to a week of waiting time.
Vegetable number 1, the radish, your gateway to speed gardening. Let's start with the radish. This is the vegetable that experienced gardeners recommend to complete beginners for one specific reason. It works every single time. Radishes are practically impossible to mess up, and they're incredibly fast. We're talking about harvesting beautiful, crispy radishes in just 20 to 28 days. Varieties like Cherry Belle will give you those perfectly round red radishes that look like they came from a grocery store. French Breakfast offers a milder, elongated shape that's absolutely perfect for fresh salads. And if you want something really fun, try Easter egg mix, which gives you purple, pink, white, and red radishes, all from a single packet. What makes radishes so special is how quickly they germinate. We're talking about 3 to 5 days, even when the soil is still cool in early spring. That's faster than almost anything else you can grow. Here's how to grow them. Plant seeds directly in your garden beds or containers, spacing them about an inch apart. Once they sprout, thin them out so they have about 2 inches of space between each plant. The secret to getting perfect radishes is keeping the soil consistently moist. When you water irregularly, the radishes become woody or they split open, which ruins them. The good news is that radishes grow beautifully in zones 2 through 10, which means almost every gardener in North America can grow them successfully. When the roots reach about an inch in diameter, gently pull the whole plant and harvest it. Don't throw away those greens either. Young radish leaves are edible and make excellent additions to salads, or you can sauté them like any other green vegetable. Here's a gardening trick that most people don't know about. If you plant radishes every single week, you'll have a continuous harvest all season long. You'll never run out of fresh radishes. Plus, radishes actually improve your soil quality by breaking up compacted areas with their roots, making them perfect companion plants between your slower-growing crops. Vegetable number 2, spinach, the nutritional powerhouse. Moving right along, let's talk about spinach, which is number 2 on our list. This nutrient-packed vegetable can fill your plate with tender, delicious leaves in under 30 days when growing conditions are right. Try varieties like Bloomsdale Longstanding, which has that beautiful crinkled texture, or Baby's Leaf and Corvair, which are exceptional choices that produce quickly in the cool weather that spinach absolutely loves. Spinach grows best in zones 3 through 9, and here's something really cool. Spinach actually becomes sweeter and tenderer after a light frost. That makes it perfect for early spring gardens and fall harvests. The secret to getting fast spinach is planting it when temperatures are between 50 and 70 degrees. Under these conditions, seeds germinate in as little as 7 days. Baby spinach leaves are ready to harvest at just 2 inches tall, which is incredible. Plant seeds half an inch deep and space them 2 inches apart. If you're harvesting baby spinach, here's what many gardeners don't realize. You don't actually need to thin the seedlings. That thick planting gives you more tender leaves per square foot of growing space. It's more efficient. Spinach has a special root structure called a taproot that helps it access deeper moisture in the soil. Even so, regular watering keeps the leaves tender and prevents early bolting, which is when the plant sends up a flower stalk and the leaves become bitter. For the longest harvest, pick the outer leaves when they're 3 to 6 inches long, leaving the center to continue producing new growth. Always harvest in the morning when the leaves are crisp with moisture from the cool night. The leaves taste better and they stay fresher longer. Spinach is incredibly nutritious, packed with iron, calcium, vitamins A and C, and powerful antioxidants. It freezes beautifully too. When you have an abundance of spinach, just blanch the leaves for 2 minutes, squeeze out the excess water, and freeze them in portions. You'll have fresh spinach for smoothies or cooking all winter. Vegetable number 3, arugula, which is also called rocket. This might just be the easiest leafy green you'll ever grow in your entire gardening life. This peppery salad favorite goes from seed to your dinner plate in 21 days when you're picking baby leaves. Look for varieties called Astro and Speedy, and yes, they really do live up to their names. These produce tender leaves with a wonderful nutty, slightly spicy flavor that adds incredible taste to any dish. Arugula thrives in zones 3 through 11, which makes it accessible to nearly every gardener in the country. What I absolutely love about arugula is its cut-and-come-again nature. Once those first leaves reach about 3 inches tall, you can start harvesting the outer leaves while the center keeps producing new growth. This means one planting can feed you for weeks and weeks. Here's how to plant it. Sow seeds directly in the ground or in containers, barely covering them with soil since they need light to germinate. Space them about 4 inches apart, or you can broadcast them thickly for a dense patch that you can harvest like microgreens. Arugula actually prefers cooler weather and will grow sweeter, less peppery leaves in spring and fall. During summer heat, provide some afternoon shade to prevent early bolting. Here's something else many people don't know. The flowers are edible too, and they have an even more intense peppery kick that professional chefs absolutely love. For continuous harvest throughout the season, plant new seeds every 2 weeks. Arugula self-seeds readily, so if you let a few plants flower at the end of the season, you'll have volunteer plants popping up next year without any effort on your part. This green is incredibly nutritious, packed with vitamins A, C, and K, plus calcium and iron. It's one of the healthiest things you can grow.
Vegetable number 4, mustard greens, the peppery kick specialist. Number 4 is mustard greens, which bring a delicious peppery kick to your table in just 25 to 30 days. These are vigorous growers that thrive in cool weather and actually grow faster than most lettuce varieties. Try Southern Giant Curled, Red Giant, or Florida Broadleaf. All of these are excellent choices. These hardy greens grow beautifully in zones 4 through 9, and they tolerate both light frosts and moderate heat better than many other leafy vegetables. Mustard greens are incredibly easy to grow. They germinate quickly even in cool soil and require minimal care once they're established. Direct sow seeds a 1/4 inch deep and thin seedlings to 6 inches apart for full-size plants. If you want baby greens instead, just keep them closer together. What's wonderful about mustard greens is their amazing versatility in the kitchen. Young leaves add serious flavor to salads, while mature leaves are fantastic braised, sautéed, or added to soups and stews. Even the stems are edible. Just cook them a minute or 2 longer than the leaves. Here's something really interesting. These greens actually become milder and sweeter after frost, so fall plantings often taste better than spring plantings. If you want the best flavor, plan to harvest in fall rather than spring. For a continuous harvest, use the cut-and-come-again method. Harvest the outer leaves when they're 4 to 6 inches long, and the plants will keep producing from the center for several weeks.
Mustard greens are nutritional powerhouses, containing more vitamin A than many other greens, plus vitamin C, calcium, and iron. They're also natural pest deterrents in the garden. Their spicy compounds repel many insects, making them excellent companion plants around more vulnerable crops. Vegetable number 5, green onions, also called scallions. This is your ticket to fresh onion flavor in just 25 to 30 days. White Lisbon and Ishikura Improved are stellar varieties that produce tender, mild onions perfect for everything from salads to stir-fries. Growing in zones 3 through 10, scallions are incredibly versatile and can be planted almost anywhere you have a bit of space. Unlike bulbing onions that take months to mature, scallions focus all their energy on producing those delicious green tops and small white bases that we all love. Plant seeds about a 1/4 inch deep and 1/2 inch apart, then thin to about an inch spacing once they germinate. Here's a secret many gardeners don't know. You can actually plant scallions much closer together than regular onions because you're harvesting them young. A 4-inch pot can easily hold 8 to 10 scallions. That's incredible density in production. They prefer full sun, but tolerate partial shade better than most vegetables, making them perfect for gardens with less than ideal sun exposure. If you want the quickest harvest, here's a trick. You can actually regrow scallions from store-bought bunches. Just save the white root ends with about an inch of green attached, place them in water until new roots form, then plant them in soil. They'll regrow in about 2 weeks. Scallions are also fantastic companion plants. They naturally repel many garden pests with their onion scent. Plant them around the edges of your other vegetable beds for built-in pest protection. Harvest by pulling the entire plant or cut them at soil level and they'll regrow for a second harvest. If you're finding this helpful so far, please drop a comment down below telling me which of these vegetables you're most excited to grow. Your comments really help us understand what you want to see. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is definitely the time to do it. Vegetable number 6, loose leaf lettuce, the continuous harvest machine. Number 6 on our list is loose leaf lettuce, which reaches harvest size in about 25 days compared to the 2 months needed for head lettuce. Try varieties like black-seeded Simpson, Butter Crunch, and Salad Bowl. These are perfect choices because they produce leaves you can start picking as soon as they're big enough to eat. These varieties grow wonderfully in zones 4 through 9, preferring the cooler temperatures of spring and fall. What makes loose leaf lettuce so perfect for quick harvests is that you don't have to wait for a head to form. Instead, you harvest individual leaves from the outside while the center continues growing, giving you weeks of fresh salads from a single planting. This is the key to continuous harvest. Sow seeds directly in the garden, barely covering them with fine soil since lettuce seeds need light to germinate. Space them about 4 inches apart for full-size plants. Or plant them closer together and harvest entire baby lettuce plants for those gourmet salads. Lettuce has shallow roots, so consistent moisture is crucial. A light mulch helps keep the soil cool and moist, which lettuce absolutely loves. During hot weather, provide afternoon shade with row cover or plant lettuce in the shadow of taller plants like tomatoes. This prevents bitter leaves and delays bolting. For the sweetest, most tender lettuce, always harvest in the morning when leaves are crisp with moisture. You can succession plant lettuce every 2 weeks from early spring through fall, switching to heat-tolerant varieties in summer. Container growing works beautifully too, with a single window box providing enough lettuce for daily salads.
Vegetable number 7, baby bok choy, the Asian wonder. Number 7 is bok choy, specifically the baby varieties that mature incredibly fast in just 25 to 30 days. Try Toy Choy, Shanghai Green, and Ma Ching Choy. These are compact Asian greens that form perfect little heads with crisp white stems and tender green leaves. Growing well in zones 4 through 10, baby bok choy is much faster and easier to grow than full-size varieties.
These mini cabbages are perfect for small space gardens because you can fit 4 plants in the space one regular cabbage needs. Sow seeds directly or start transplants indoors 3 weeks before your last frost. Space plants 4 to 6 inches apart, which is all baby bok choy needs. They prefer cool weather but handle heat better than many Asian greens if given afternoon shade and consistent water. The entire plant is edible and delicious with a mild, slightly sweet flavor that's never bitter. Harvest when heads are 3 to 6 inches tall by cutting at soil level with a sharp knife. The best part about growing baby bok choy is that it rarely has pest problems that plague larger cabbages. It grows so fast that it's usually harvested before pests even find it. For succession planting, sow new seeds every 2 weeks for continuous harvest. Bok choy is incredibly versatile in the kitchen, perfect for stir-fries, soups, or grilled as a side dish. It's loaded with vitamins A, C, and K, plus calcium and potassium. Vegetable number 8, garden cress, the forgotten speed demon. Number 8 on our quick harvest list is garden cress, one of the most overlooked speed demons in the entire vegetable world that's ready to eat in just 10 to 20 days. Curled, wrinkled, and crinkled varieties produce peppery leaves that taste like a cross between watercress and mustard. Growing successfully in zones 2 through 11, cress is virtually foolproof and grows anywhere from garden beds to windowsill containers. This ancient green has been grown for thousands of years because it's nearly impossible to fail with. Seeds germinate in just 2 to 3 days, making it perfect for impatient gardeners or teaching kids about growing food. Scatter seeds thickly on the soil surface, barely covering them, and keep moist with daily misting. Within a week, you'll see a carpet of green, ready for snipping. What makes cress special is its ability to grow in partial shade and cool temperatures where other crops struggle. It even grows indoors in winter on nothing but moist paper towels, though soil gives better flavor. Harvest with scissors when plants are 2 to 3 inches tall, cutting just above soil level. The peppery bite is perfect in sandwiches, salads, and soups. Cress is incredibly nutritious, containing vitamin C, iron, and calcium, plus compounds that support immune health. For continuous harvest, sow a new container every week. The plants are so small and fast that you can tuck them into any empty garden corner. Many gardeners grow cress under taller plants, where it thrives in the filtered shade. It's also excellent grown as a living mulch between slower crops, where you can harvest it before the main crop needs the space. Vegetable number 9, baby turnips, the root vegetable revolution. Our 9th vegetable is baby turnips, which completely change what you might think about this humble root vegetable. Tokyo Cross, Hacker, and White Lady varieties produce tender sweet roots and nutritious greens in just 28 to 30 days. These quick maturing varieties grow well in zones 3 through 9 and actually taste nothing like the strong, sometimes bitter turnips you might remember from years ago. Baby turnips are a revelation with their crisp, sweet flesh that's delicious raw in salads or lightly cooked. The secret is harvesting them young when they're about 2 inches in diameter before they develop any bitterness or woody texture. Direct sow seeds a 1/4 inch deep and thin to 3 inches apart. They germinate quickly and grow rapidly in cool weather. What many gardeners don't realize is that turnip greens are just as valuable as the roots, ready to harvest even sooner at about 20 days. The greens are nutritious and delicious, sautéed with garlic or added to soups. You can actually harvest some leaves while waiting for roots to size up. Baby turnips prefer consistent moisture and cool temperatures between 40 and 75 degrees. In hot weather, they'll still grow, but might develop a stronger flavor. For the sweetest turnips, grow them in fall when cool nights enhance their natural sugars. These versatile vegetables can be roasted, grilled, pickled, or eaten fresh. They're surprisingly low in calories but high in vitamin C and fiber. Try succession planting every 2 weeks for continuous harvest through spring and fall. Vegetable number 10, microgreens, the absolute fastest harvest. Now we come to number 10, microgreens, which are the absolute fastest harvest you can possibly get,
ready in just 10 to 20 days from sowing. Broccoli, sunflower, and radish microgreens are popular choices, but you can grow dozens of varieties for different flavors and nutrients. These tiny powerhouses grow in all zones, even thriving indoors year-round on a sunny windowsill. Microgreens are simply vegetables and herbs harvested at the cotyledon or first true leaf stage when they're packed with concentrated flavor and nutrients. Studies show microgreens can contain up to 40 times more nutrients than their mature counterparts. That's incredible density of nutrition. To grow them, fill a shallow tray with an inch of potting soil. Scatter seeds thickly across the surface and mist with water. Cover with another tray for 2 to 3 days until seeds germinate, then move to bright light. No need to thin since you're harvesting everything at once. Keep the soil moist with daily misting, and in 7 to 20 days, depending on variety, cut them just above soil level with scissors. Sunflower microgreens are ready in about 10 days with a nutty flavor, while broccoli takes 14 days and tastes mildly spicy. The beauty of microgreens is you can grow them anywhere, anytime without a garden. A small tray on your kitchen counter produces enough for daily garnishes and salads. They're perfect for apartment dwellers or anyone wanting fresh greens in winter. Professional chefs pay premium prices for microgreens, but you can grow pounds of them for pennies.
Vegetable number 11. Bonus track, bonus radish microgreens plus. And finally, number 11 is a special bonus edition. Radish microgreens combined with the pre-sprouting technique, which creates the fastest possible harvest system you can build in your home garden. When you combine regular radish microgreens with our bonus growing hack that I'm about to share with you, you can have harvestable microgreens in as little as 8 to 10 days. This is the absolute cutting edge of fast vegetable production. Radish microgreens have a peppery kick that regular microgreens don't have, making them a favorite among chefs and gardeners who understand flavor. They're easy to grow, forgiving, and incredibly productive. One shallow tray produces more fresh food than most people expect. The bonus growing hack: pre-sprouting your seeds. And now for that bonus tip I mentioned that can shave days off your entire harvest time. Here's what most gardeners never think to try: pre-sprouting your seeds before planting. Take your quick-growing seeds like radish, lettuce, or arugula, place them between moist paper towels in a plastic bag, and keep them warm for 24 to 48 hours until you see tiny white roots emerge. Then carefully plant these sprouted seeds in your prepared soil. This technique is called priming, and it can cut 3 to 5 days off your growing time because the seeds have already broken dormancy. Commercial growers use this method all the time, but home gardeners rarely know about it. The seeds establish faster, grow more uniformly, and you'll know exactly which seeds are viable before planting. Just be gentle when planting sprouted seeds since those tiny roots are delicate. This works especially well in cool spring soil when germination might otherwise be slow. Combine this technique with succession planting and you'll have the fastest, most continuous harvest possible. You'll never be without fresh vegetables. Putting it all together for maximum production. Now that you have all 11 vegetables and the pre-sprouting technique, let me give you a strategy for maximum production. Start with the fastest growers like microgreens and cress. These get you results immediately and keep you motivated. Then add the radishes and arugula, which give you variety within a short time frame. As those are finishing, your lettuce, spinach, and mustard greens should be ready. By the time you harvest those, your bok choy and scallions are approaching maturity. Finally, your turnips and turnip greens round out the sequence. If you succession plant every week or every 2 weeks, depending on the vegetable, you'll have fresh harvests literally every single day. This system keeps your garden productive and your table full of fresh vegetables. The key is understanding that you don't have to choose between quantity and speed anymore. You can have both. You can have a garden that produces continuously without waiting months and months between harvests. Thanks for sticking with me through this entire guide. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to Backyard Crops for more gardening tips and tricks like this. Share this with a friend who gardens because this information will change their gardening life. Drop a comment below telling me which of these 11 vegetables you're most excited to try.
Are you going for the speed of microgreens, the peppery kick of arugula, the nutrition of spinach? Your comments help me understand what you want to see, and they help other gardeners find videos they'll love too. Check out our other videos on growing a better garden, building raised beds, composting, starting seeds, and everything else you need to become a successful gardener. The gardening community is amazing, and we're all learning together. Get out there and start growing these fast harvest vegetables today. You're about to discover that fresh, delicious food doesn't require months of waiting. It's closer than you think, and it's easier than you believe. I'm Adam Grove from Backyard Crops, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy growing!